Let's just call it for what it is. An absolute beast. Well, that's a video done then, right? Well, hold on a minute. Here's your 95mm equivalent mid-tele lens with everything built in. Yeah, it weighs almost a kilo and costs about $2.5 grand. But what do you get? You've got up to 5 stops worth of OIS there, which is a good job considering this thing is a beast. You've got a focus range limiter, so you can speed up your focusing if you're not using the entire range. You've got the linear focus motor, so we'll see how that works out on the apparently not so speedy GFX body. And if we take off this huge hood, which actually has a little slot there for your filter fans, you'll note it takes a 72mm filter. You also get nice Clicky F4 to 32 and that GF speciality, maybe the C for command. So that's nice. I prefer the Ring for now as it is, but you never know. Maybe I'll get into the C for command business. This is also labelled a macro lens, focuses down to 45 centimeters, but it offers a 0.5 times max magnification. And I don't want to be picky, but that's not true macro, it's half macro. So once again, naughty old Fujifilm, but I suppose some expert out there will correct me. There she is on the camera itself. Now, of course, GFX, not a particularly small camera, and this lens is a suitable beast, even with that crazy hood. Now, I know people aren't fans of the huge hoods, but be interesting to see if a shorter hood will really mess up the contrast or whatever. You know what, I'm just going to use it as it is, and yeah, who cares? It looks the part, doesn't it? It is a serious thing, but it feels good in the hand. It's not such a big deal. Now, there's no tripod collar mounts, but yeah, you don't need it. And with that OIS, anyway, is it really one to covet, or is it too big for its boots? Well, random images coming up next, wide open, straight out of the GFX. So I'll see you on the other side with my personal thoughts. That was just a quick bunch of samples to show what it can do in a fairly decent lighting situation. You know, this thing is really flexible despite the size. The build quality is what you'd expect for a $2.5 grand lens. It's a solid feeling lens. And even having the thing in my hand for a good couple hours at a time with the GFX body too, it wasn't too taxing. You know, if you're of a weak disposition, yeah, you might need to use a tripod and you don't have a collar mount, etc. But this is a very flexible lens. Considering the size of it and the price of it, think about this. You've got OIS, you've got macro, you've got weather sealing, you've got the limiters so that you can shoot within the range quicker. The focus speed is not too bad. It's not lightning, it's not particularly going to be a sports thing, but then neither is the GFX. And of course, that macro, the 1:2, not true macro, is actually really decent. I'm going to throw up some samples now of macro stuff that was just shot indoor, tabletop studio, wide open, then stopped down, and I think it just shows that this thing has great potential for macro. Well, not potential, it just does it in a nice studio situation, and of course out and about. Let's take a look at a few macro samples then. I'm definitely happy with this as a macro lens, but of course as a portrait lens, as a tele lens, it performs beautifully, nice and sharp, sometimes too sharp, so this is one that you might just hold back on the sharpening with, but hey, nothing that you can't deal with. You've also got OIS, which for me is an absolute bonus when it comes to shooting video, and that's what I did with this. And if you follow me on Instagram at Damian Brown, then you might have already seen the show reel that I'm going to put up next, and it's just a bunch of handheld video clips taken at the same wedding fair. And yeah, see what you think. This was just nice and simple. Yeah, there's a couple where I didn't put the shutter speed down, so there's a little bit of flicker in the background, but anyway, you'll see that for such a chunky thing, the OIS performs nicely in handheld video. 2.5 grand then gets you a very excellent quality, sharp, contrasty, almost perfect, bar maybe a little bit of vignetting lens that you can use for macro work, for tele work, portraits and video work. Of the original trio, this might have been the one that most excited me, despite the size and the bulk. I don't think I was let down. Even if you want to use manual focus, which is very useful for macro work especially, that is a nice chunky long piece of ring, so you can maneuver around the focus points, the fine focus points, and it's pretty smooth. It is very decent. Remember, this thing is covering a bunch of photography styles, so yeah, 2.5 grand. I'd say if you're into the GFX stuff and you need something long and all round, this is a winner. Let us know in the comments below if you've had opportunity to try this out. Let us know what you think about it, and also let us know what lenses you're looking forward to trying out on the GFX body. There are some wider lenses that are really taking me eye. I think it's a 23 is the one, and that's, yeah, that's a nice one, and the 45 as well. Now currently I'm looking at the original trio, I believe it's the original trio, the 32-64, the 63 and this 120, and I hope I've been able to give you a little bit of an overview of what we can do with these things. Of course, this system is all about printing large, not what you're seeing in YouTube, all compressed and squashed and whatever, and yeah, but you know, bit of fun. So stay tuned, more coming up. Thanks for watching.